Hey everybody, welcome to our very first movie review. We saw Doctor Strange on Friday night.
Yep.
And what were your general thoughts?
Really enjoyed it. Benedict Cumberbatch as Doctor Strange, probably one of the best casting choices I could have ever imagined. Tilda Swinton, Ancient One, she did a jam-up job.
Yeah, she really did.
Mads Mikkelsen looked like a really awesome baddie with all of his eye stuff that was going on.
Yeah.
Just kind of his breakdown throughout the movie. So, yeah, I really liked it.
Yeah, I did too. I mean, we kind of talked about it earlier about everybody wants like a ranking of Marvel films.
Yeah.
And it's just getting to a point, there's been 14 of them, and, you know, some of them are so different that it's just hard to like rank them for me. Because, I mean, like Captain America is like, Winter Soldier was like a spy thriller type thing, and then you have Guardians is more like a space opera, whereas Doctor Strange is purely an origin story.
Yeah.
And in our first kind of foray into the magical, mystical,
like the mystical side of Marvel.
Yeah, so it's been the first kind of entryway into that. Everything has been kind of more grounded, I guess you could say.
Yeah.
As far as the movie's going.
By the way, if you have not seen Doctor Strange yet, just go ahead and stop watching right now, because there are some spoilers that are going to be coming up, and we don't want to ruin anything for you guys.
Yeah, so just
as much as we appreciate the viewership, just cut off right there.
Yeah, yeah. So go watch the movie and come back and watch it.
Yeah, come back, please come back.
But I think as an origin story, as a standalone film, it's probably one of their better outings for me. There's been a lot of comparisons, I think, to like Tony Stark's kind of experience and other things, but I don't think that's completely fair. I mean, all these superheroes kind of have similar, kind of framework of how they got there.
Yeah.
But Benedict Cumberbatch does a really fantastic job. Tilda Swinton,
New York accent, so weird.
The man is crazy.
Sherlock is not supposed to sound like that, but he did a great job.
Yeah, he did.
Great job.
Tilda Swinton is what really like surprised me, I think, because there's all that controversy around her casting and everything, but I really thought she was fantastic.
Yeah.
And really kind of had these like kind of badass moments of
she did.
All these fans that like turned into these shields and weapons and stuff. I mean, it was pretty awesome. And the thing that's cool too is there's a ton of stuff in the movie that wasn't in the trailer. Like I was kind of worried that I was seeing too much during the battle scenes, but like it gets way trippier than even what the trailers have kind of alluded to.
Yeah, she might have been my favorite character overall, just because of the twist that you have with her, for the way that she was elongating her life.
Yeah. That was a nice kind of turn that I wasn't necessarily expecting.
Totally wasn't expecting. Which I haven't read the Doctor Strange comics, so a lot of Doctor Strange was kind of a surprise for me. Just to be fair. But yeah, I definitely didn't see that coming.
No, yeah, for sure. It was a nice twist, and it's kind of neat to a certain degree because there's a lot of kind of gray areas in a lot of these characters apart from some of the other characters, but Strange himself is not exactly
he's not very likable. No, he's kind of a jerk.
Yeah, he's pretty much a jerk through the beginning of the movie. And matter of fact,
and parts of the middle as well. Actually, it's not really a.
No.
It's a slow character change for him.
The showing that we were in, it was like a very noticeable gasp whenever he's having the discussion with Rachel McAdams at the beginning, and like, why are you here? And I don't care for you and all this kind of. I mean, it was just so blunt.
Well, he was so ugly, and then she's like, "This is where you apologize," because this is where you leave, and our whole entire audience was like, "What?"
Yeah, he wasn't scoring any fans at that point in the movie.
You could tell everybody was like, "This is our hero." Really?
Yeah.
Like, no.
But as far as like some things that stood out to you, what was your like kind of your favorite moments? Or aspects?
Moments. The moment between Tilda Swinton and Benedict. I should probably just call them by their character names. Sorry. But between Cumberbatch and Tilda Swinton, whenever she is being worked on in the hospital, and they're in that
the astral form.
Yeah. I'm gonna mess up all those words right now because I'm so tired. But yeah, whenever they're having that out of body experience out on the outside of the hospital, was a great moment. And really just hitting home to a lot of the themes of the movie. How this is bigger than you. This is not about you. The minute you realize that is the minute you're gonna be able to do what all you're setting out to do. Just this move from arrogance to humility. It was one of my favorite moments in the entire movie.
Yeah, it was really a great scene. That kind of gives, and it's kind of the turning point really for Strange, I feel like, to a certain degree, because even up until that point, he's kind of flippant as to whether he really wants to be the sorcerer.
Yeah.
And so it's a really great character moment for both of those.
I was about to say, it's really a great character moment for her, because you found out all the stuff that she's dabbled in and how she's prolonged her life and how she's not the great hero necessarily that you expect her to be or want her to be. And she's finally embracing the one thing that she's been running from, which has been death.
Yeah.
And so it's a great moment. Probably one of my favorite moments the entire movie.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, and then there were some really great funny moments whenever Rachel McAdams is working on Cumberbatch and his spirit pops out. That was absolutely fantastic.
Yeah. I mean, Rachel McAdams actually was pretty great in this for me.
Yeah, she was. She's probably not getting enough credit overall, just because her part is really minor in comparison to all the other people who were in it.
Yeah.
But she did a great job.
It gives us that, like, grounded, like, an audience member kind of, like, she's just in the regular world.
She's your person to connect with, because you're like, oh, man, I don't know what's going on either. Like, I'm right there with her.
Yeah,
so,
exactly right.
Her character's pretty great.
Yeah, definitely. Like, it's such a visually, like, dynamic movie.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, like, to even have it doesn't have, like, a small budget, but to have one of the smaller budgets of
Small for Marvel.
Small for Marvel, $160 million. The visual effects in this...
More money. Just kidding.
The visual effects in this film are just, like, mind-blowing.
Yeah.
And to the point that, we saw it in just 2D, but I really kind of want to check out the 3D version.
You can check out the 3D version.
I know.
I'm afraid I might be sick if I watch the 3D version. Yeah. All of those... Whenever she kicks him into all these different dimensions and we're going through, that was trippy enough without, like, any kind of 3D action going on.
Oh, well, that's true.
And all the buildings, the way they have the dimensions with the buildings and moving and folding, so cool. Not sure I could handle it in 3D, but it's beautiful to see.
The opening scene I thought was excellent.
Oh man, yeah.
You really weren't expecting Mickelson to just walk up and straight off just like decapitate somebody right there at the beginning of the movie.
Yeah, that was intense.
So that was kind of like my wow, this is going to be a different.
And I was like, who is he doing that to? Like, who is this guy?
There wasn't a lot of exposition in the first scene.
Not so much. But it didn't matter. You didn't need it.
No, not really. You guys see a little bit of Tilda Swinton to show off in that opening scene. And really, I didn't really have a ton of complaints. Some of the humor was a little uneven, like in places. Like, they just kind of like maybe drug it out, maybe just
a hair too long,
a little bit too long. And it's tough with villains in Marvel sometimes because I feel like there's a lot of criticism, and some of it's understandable.
Yeah.
But to a certain degree, it's not like I watch Doctor Strange and I'm expecting the villain to win. You know what I mean? So I kind of have to kind of surrender a little bit of the potential, villain issues in the story. But I thought it was a really well done, really well rounded film.
It was. Although, can we just say Benjamin Bratt? Like, what the heck, man? Where have you been?
I know. I haven't seen him in hardly anything.
Haven't seen you in anything, and then you pop up in Doctor Strange. Good for you. But that kind of threw me off for a second.
Yeah.
It took me out of the movie just for a split second, because I was like, okay.
Well, I thought the first...
Probably, no one else probably experienced that, just me.
Well, the first, post-credit scene I thought was fantastic. Because,
oh, man.
You've experienced all this, interdimensional battle and everything else, And then, Thor's beer glass just automatically refills himself, and it's not
It's great.
but it's not an issue for Thor.
Yeah.
It's like, magic is not a a mystery to him. So I just kind of thought that was a great tie-in.
Yeah, and I mean, we already have a setup for the next person that Doctor Strange is really going to face outside of in the huge Marvel Cinematic Universe and Thanos and all that kind of stuff.
Yeah, all that.
And the fact that it's going to be very personal.
Right.
In this, I mean, I don't think they've actually cleared a second Doctor Strange yet, but I think we all know it's going to happen.
It's going to happen.
And it's going to be a very personal battle in that one.
Yeah,
so already looking forward to that. So props, Marvel.
Yeah, and I think he'll probably end up being in Thor Ragnarok and at least a cameo type thing. Just judging from the from that scene.
He might be in a post-credit clip or something like that.
Yeah, and then obviously Infinity War.
Yeah, Infinity War.
So,
woo, can't wait.
So if you were to score it out of 10, what would be your score?
I'm gonna go 8.5.
Okay.
Pretty solidly, because I did have some small things here and there that I didn't love, but overall, story was strong. The character arcs were strong, and you made me fall in love with some characters that I didn't know that much about beforehand. So yeah, 8.5 for me.
Okay, I'm gonna go. I went back and forth, but I think I'm just gonna go with the 9. Like the little
He's
nitpicky
been more
things.
of an advocate than
yeah. The little nitpicky things, aren't a big deal for me.
Yeah, I know.
But to me, it was like pretty well paced, I thought, and just engaging. There were very little times that I was like, this needs to really speed up. If anything,
very rarely did I think that.
If anything, I kind of wish they had drawn out the training maybe even a titch longer.
Yeah.
For me, anyway. But
go for that.
But overall, really solid effort. Definitely one of my more favorite Marvel films. So
yes, very good.
But
well done, Marvel. Not that you need our
not that you need our praise, but
no, not at all. I think you're doing pretty well without it. But just gonna throw it out there.
Definitely.
Good job.
So I guess that's pretty much should wrap up our
first movie review under Above the Line. So there you go.
Yeah, probably went a little longer than I was anticipating, but that's okay.
That's what you get with us. Sorry.
That's right. Review / longer discussion than needed, probably most of the time.
You're welcome, everybody.
So let us know. Did you like it? What was your problems? Or leave us a comment or a like or whatnot.
Yeah, and if you guys are digging what we're doing on Above the Line, be sure to subscribe. We would love that. Love to hear your comments. You can also find us on Facebook. You can find us on Twitter. I believe we are ATL_movies. Sorry, we had to change things.
We'll put everything in the description below.
Yeah, and you can find me on Twitter at MC Beach.
You can find me on Twitter at BeachJD. And we'll put those links in the description below, too. So
you guys are set.
Yep. Thanks for watching, guys.
Yep.
See you next time.